Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Jack Lane. Welcome back to Stay Cinematic. Been a bit of a hectic ride at the moment, hasn't it? I mean, I haven't done any videos in the last 4 days, but I wanted to come back with this particular video, this particular thing that I've been looking at and thinking about, and it's to do with the Batman, right? Let's jump straight into it. So it says here, this is from Superhero Hype. And it says here, oh wait, where's it gone? Here it is. The Batman director Matt Reeves addresses franchise's future after Part 2. James Gunn may be working on Batman movie for the DC universe, but that doesn't mean Matt Reeves won't finish out his vision for the Batman saga. The filmmaker who co-wrote and directed 2022's The Batman recently confirmed there are plans to continue the franchise with The Batman Part 3, which will seemingly wrap up Robert Pattinson's tenure as the Cape Crusader. Yes, that is still the plan, Reeves said confidently during an interview with Collider. I mean, it's sticking very closely to the path we envisioned. Although the third installment has not been officially announced by Warner Brothers and DC Studios, the Batman saga has been immensely successful for the two studios. Its latest entry, the HBO spin-off series The Penguin, is currently rated fresh on the review aggregator website Rotten Tomatoes with 91%, which is good. Which is for a Rotten Tomatoes show, and it being a DC thing, because DC things have been bombed massively, straight out the gate, boom, boom, boom. I'm looking at this, and I don't know why, but given the fact that about 2 years ago after the Batman, we knew the Penguin was coming. The Penguin's coming. We had a GCPD and Arkham show in development. Or the GCPD show got turned into the Arkham show. But anyway, them two shows no longer happening. Another spin-off has been announced. The Batman Part 2 has been announced. So we had 5 projects that were supposed to happen, or 4, right? And then Batman Part 3 would eventually come. And I kind of guessed that DC, before Peter Safran and James Gunn came in, because I feel like James Gunn gets a lot of the slack. Like, everyone just goes, James Gunn. It's like, well, no, there is Peter Safran as well, who's behind the scenes, pulling the strings. I look at this and I see 2 things. I see that before they came on as DC studio heads, Matt Reeves was just going to take over Batman and just make Batman content. Because Batman is the most profitable superhero the DC has. Then I see things like I see things being talked about like, oh, we were going to do three films in this one show, but they weren't. I know there's a rumor that like it's been announced, or there sort of rumor mills going around about a show that could potentially happen. I'm not really following it. No point in following it. But just because, and the whole reason I say no point in following it is because they're either going to scrap it, turn it into a DCU thing, or it doesn't exist at all. So I don't believe 3 films were the path. The Pattinson's Batman. I don't. I mean, you can sit here and go, well, it was. Because in all fairness, he was signed on for 10 years. And that, I believe, the deal, I think, came in like 2021, 2022. And okay, let's say it came in 2022, end of 2032. They have a film in 2026. Then they do a film in 2030. Okay. Fair enough. When you sit and you think about certain things, when it comes to films, and you start thinking about, well, where could this have gone? Right, where do I believe it was originally going? I don't think with the amount of villains that Matt Reeves had originally intended on introducing. That this was going to be a trilogy plus a show. I just can't see it. We've got the Joker. We got whoever the villain is for number 2, because that's probably not going to be the Joker. And then number 3, I assume, will be the Joker. They are not going to do the Joker for number 2 because the Joker is already being used in Joker Folio Deluxe, which releases October 4th. I'm sitting here. I'm looking at the article, being like, oh, okay, the plan was always 3 films, right? Doesn't line up with what was originally said, because originally it was, we're gonna do movie, show, movie. Then it went movie, show, movie, because they cancelled a show. Originally there was a GCPD show that got turned into an Arkham show, that then got taken from the Batman crime saga, got picked up from there, plopped down into the DCU, and then it was killed. It was like, nah, it's not doing what we want to do. Can't figure it out. Boom, we'll kill it. Instead of giving it back to the crime saga. Why? There's also a rumor going out that, and it's been debunked, but I'm going to talk about it because the Comic Book Cast, who is a YouTuber that I watch, because they give comic news, insider news, and stuff. There's apparently been a winter setting and new spin-off. 3C Films Clips has said. I haven't checked it out. I've been literally so busy over the last weekend because my parents been out of town. I was doing X, Y, and Z, keeping things up to, keeping everything right. But okay, here it is. Found it. So here is the Comic Book Cast. Ignore the Cordum raging. Here. Right? Breaking the Batman Part 3 shooting soon. James Gunn debunked this, right? He said, no, we're not doing this. Two films back to back. Yeah, I think they are now. And you could be like, really? Why? And the reason why, seriously, they're now going to do 2 films back to back is I honestly believe that Gunn and Safran do not want another Batman in the limelight when their Batman comes out. And I understand it. I actually kind of prefer it that way. But I still think it takes away from Matt Reeves' original vision of the character. And you may go, well, he's not saying that. No, he's not going to say that. He wants to keep his job. I just feel like the way that the Batman 1, like the first part 1 was set up, the way the Penguin show, and we had that other show that was cancelled, Arkham or GCPD, we had a Catwoman show spoken about, and then we have a new spin-off show they're talking about. I just feel that it was supposed to last longer than 10 years. I know Patterson was signed up for 10 years, but I just feel like this saga, this build-up, was supposed to last longer because there's a lot more to tell in Patterson's Batman story. I think DC, they've gone about the completely wrong way here. I think what you should have done is you should have gone, Reeves has created Batman Part 1, Part 2, Part 3, Penguin show. He's created that. That's going to be integrated into DCU. That's our starting point. Superman Legacy is the first film that the DCU banner is releasing. But this is the first film in the actual canon. And this is set 15, 20, how many years prior to this Superman film. So you're going to be getting this Batman trilogy that runs as a sort of a prequel. And you may be thinking, why do that? Because I honestly think Patterson's Batman, and I'm not someone I watched it, I liked it. I'm not raving about it. It was very slow paced. It was something different. That's, I think, why I loved it. But it's not one of them where I thought, oh, the action's great. Because his Batman was needing fine-tuning. He was new. He was a new Batman. Even in the film, Batman hadn't been around long. He was kind of what Christian Bale should have been in Batman Begins. And you're like, oh, okay, yeah, but part 2 can adapt on that. No. Part 1 is set, the ending for part 1 is where Penguin begins, and they've already said where Penguin ends, part 2 will pick up. So you got this nice little whoop, whoop, whoop. And apparently it's been a cold winter setting. I've just found out. So yeah, I mean, I got some ideas on who the villain could be for that one. I don't know. I have this feeling that Matt Reeves had like 3 films planned for Patterson as the opening trilogy. Then they were sort of going to do what Sony and Marvel have done for Spider-Man. Where they go, right, here's your opening trilogy. We're going to give you a second trilogy. And that's your middle ground. That's your peak physical years as Spider-Man or Batman in this case. And then we're going to come and pitter off and do this where we extend the Bat family. So do 9 films, do a 9-film saga with all these different shows, with spin-off films, whatever. Right? You could have easily have done that in 20 years. But they're not going to. And I'm not bothered about it. I just think that was what I thought was going to happen back then. And him being like, it's only 3 films. But in previous interviews, he's like, I want to do TV show, TV show, TV show, TV show, movie, TV show, TV show, TV show. And now we're getting potentially just 1 show, 2 films. 2 more films. I'm still grateful for that. I'm just pointing out the facts of what was said in the past. I'm not annoyed by the DCU. Bring it on. I'll be there day 1. Is it July 11th? I think July 11th for Superman Legacy. Be there day 1. I'm gonna get the train to my local cinema. I'm gonna get the train, go up to my local cinema, and sit there and watch it. And I can't wait. But I just feel like the Batman franchise is being cut short. But a trilogy is great. I do love trilogies. They could be going, we're going to cut it short. We're going to do this show. And then part 2. That's it. And that's your trilogy. Because Penguin is technically the sequel. And then the second film is the sequel to the Penguin. They could have done that, but they're not. Hopefully. Anyway, with that being said, longer video than I thought. Just me sort of talking about my opinions on this. But I want to hear your thoughts. Like, do you think there was more fuel on that fire than what is going to be given to us? Because just from past things that we know. I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below. Drop a like on the video. Hit the subscribe button. Trying to get to 70 subs before Tuesday. Before tomorrow. I know, ridiculous. It's only 1 subscriber, but I've been off YouTube for 4 days. It's my own fault that I don't actually hit this goal, because I haven't put anything up, and I do apologise for that. Just had a bit of a break, bit of a recharge, refresh. Now I'm back at it with movie stuff, and there wasn't really much to talk about. I didn't think that I wanted to, besides from this and my next 2 videos that I'll be putting out for today, and then we'll get cracking and rolling again with it on the 17th, which will be 90 days since I first started the channel, so can't wait. So with that being said, I'll see you on the next one. As always, stay cinematic. Catch you all later. Goodbye.